Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those who watch this video. I hope you enjoy it. And today we're talking about Caveman, starring Ringo Starr. So the story before I get into this movie is this. Barbara Bach, hopefully I said her last name right, found out when she got the role that there was going to be a Beatle in the movie, the Beatles, the band group, and she was real excited, and she's ready to do this film, and all of a sudden she finds out it's Ringo Starr, and she's so disappointed that it's going to be Ringo Starr. Anyways, I think this is how they met, and then her and Ringo Starr end up get married, and they're still married after all these years. Probably 40 some years later, they're still married. So don't judge a book by its cover, I guess. Ringo Starr was always the least popular Beatle of the group. My mom liked Ringo Starr because he was the least popular, because all the girls liked Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and John Lennon. And to be honest, I couldn't see any other of the Beatles be in this movie but Ringo Starr. He does do a fantastic job in this. I'm not saying he's like an Oscar-worthy performance or anything. Like, he's a fantastic actor, because let's just say this is the only movie I've seen him be in. But he does a fantastic job. He gets the facial reactions correct, and I think he does a good job of playing Atuk. So if you don't know what Caveman is about, it takes place back in the Caveman days, of course. You have this tribe, and you have Tundra, who's this big, strong dude, and you have Atuk, who's kind of like the lower ladder, on the lower. Yeah, he's down here. He's the low guy on the bottom toll, but he's real smart. Tundra's the strong guy. So this movie's based about who's going to win the leadership of this tribe, the strong or the smart one. And it's called too smart. It's kind of pushing it, but he's smart, compared to what he's surrounded with. So they kind of go head to head. And let's just face it here. I'm just going to say Atuk's really the villain of the movie. Even though the movie tries to make it Tunda. Oh, I got to scratch my back here. Even though the movie makes it Tunda is the villain, Atuk's the villain. I mean, come on. All right, so let me explain my case here. We got Atuk. He loves Lana. She's like the queen of the tribe. She's Tunda's girl. She's his woman. And Atuk's trying to steal Lana from Tunda, right? So he finds out there's some fruit that can make you sleepy. So he gives Tunda and Lana some fruit to fall asleep. And he's trying to basically date rape Lana, which has a comical scene. He's trying to do something very immoral. It backfires on him. Hilariously backfires on him. Later on, we see that he kidnaps Lana from Tundra. He's trying to create a rebellion, to take over this tribe from Tundra. Atuk's the villain, right? Something, I guess, kind of common theme in the 80s. I don't know, depending on what side you're on the Karate Kid. Are you pro Daniel, pro Johnny? I always thought Daniel was the one being bully. Daniel's the good guy. Johnny's the bad guy. But, if you want to revise history, go right ahead. But in this movie, yeah, Atuk, just like I said, Atuk is the villain. This movie is a comedy. It is very funny. I like watching this movie very much. The special effects are definitely like Land Before Time. You can kind of tell the monsters, the machas, are clay animation, but it fits in with the theme of the movie. Like I said, it's a very silly movie. There's only like 10 words in this movie, and the most. So when they speak, it's more about like playing charades, they're kind of acting out what's happening. But you do got 10 words. You can learn it all very quickly, Ooh is food. Zug zug is is zug zug. Which is, it's a whole funny scene here. One of the funniest scenes I like is that they meet so Atuk and his group of friends that he runs into. They meet these other guys, and there's one guy who's Asian, happens to be Asian, and he knows English. So an Asian guy knowing English, he's trying to teach English to Atuk and his group of friends. And Dennis Quaid is in this movie. I think this is his first theatrical movie. He does a fantastic job playing Lar. And there's a part in this where they're trying to interpret, right? So they're saying ooh, and we got this Asian guy saying food, and then Dennis Quaid's all real serious. He's like, ooh, his face, he gets the facial expression down pat, like he's very serious, like the guy speaking English is a moron. And so they get to the word zigzag, and zigzag means, basically sex. And so they say zigzag, and it's a family friendly film, right? And so the Asian guy says zigzag, and then they all cheer. There's a lot of hilarious parts. You'll laugh. I laughed a lot on this. In this movie, like I said, the whole vocabulary is great. You'll get it down very easily. You know what they're saying, just like that. You got the whole part where they find a gigantic egg, trying to get the egg back to their tribe when they discover fire. I don't know. There's another part where it's just like this big old insect that's like big as your head. It lands on Lars' face. It's a very gross scene. And then Ringo Starr, Atuk smashes the bug on to Lars' face, Dennis Quaid's face. You got all this green gob and stuff. It's funny, and it's pretty gross as well. Let's see here. So I think this movie came out at the same time as Build a Fire. Build a Fire took this subject matter in a more serious way about two competing tribes. You got the Neanderthals in that one, and you got Homo sapiens. And they're, how they kind of collide and how they kind of mate and stuff like that. But this takes that subject in a comedic way. You don't have Neanderthals and Homo sapiens in this one. You just have, Tundra, who's all might and mighty, what you kind of need, I guess, to get your food, to protect your women, protect your tribe. And you have Atuk using, trying to think his way through problems, and not always using just muscle, but using other methods and getting goals achieved. Checking on my notes here. Finding this fake. I don't know. I guess the other notable about this is this Shelley Long's in this as well. I think this might be one of her first movies as well. So you got Ringo Starr, Barbara Bach. Sorry, I had to think there. Ringo Starr, Barbara Bach, Dennis Quaid, and Shelley Long. Great cast. And you got Sloth, John. I'm not going to say his last name. There's no way I can pronounce it. But he was a football star. He played in this movie. He was in The Goonies, Sloth, and I believe there was another. He played in a couple of movies. And he does a fantastic job as well. The guy was just as great as an actor as he was a football player. Like I said, the movie tries to make him the bad guy, but he's really not the bad guy. He got this little goofball around here because of his mistake at the beginning of the movie. He got one of his tribe members killed. Now he's trying to take his woman over. Eventually, he tries to correct his rebellion and take the tribe over. And he didn't really mistreat, Thunder doesn't mistreat his fellow members. But, in the end, Atuk makes, Thunder meets his demise, comes into the end. How does he, what is the ending of Thunder? Does he die? I just watched this and I can't remember if Thunder dies or not. Poor Barbara Bach, poor Lana, though, she has a pretty gross ending to her fate. And, this isn't a movie about guy gets girl. It's more about girl gets guy. Shelley Long loves Atuk. Her character loves Atuk. And in the end, she's able to get him. Atuk finally realizes that Lana is a bad chick, and doesn't really care for him. She just cares about being the top queen, the top woman in the tribe. Anyways, I'm going to recommend this one. It's really silly. I enjoyed it. It's the first time I saw it, I was like 3 or 4 years old. Only reason I know is probably about 4. The only reason I know is around that timetable is because I saw it at this certain house, and we moved to another house when I was 5, so it had to been before I was 5. But anyways, I liked it as a kid. I like it as an adult. Watched this a few times. I haven't seen it about the last 5 or 6 years. That's why I rewatched it. Me and my wife love watching it. I think my kids like it as well. So it's a great movie. Watch it with your family. If you have family, see it on Amazon Prime. If you don't have family, just looking for a good laugh, check it out, watch it. If you ever seen this before, Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think about Caveman. Ringo Starr, not that bad of an actor, especially in this movie. Have a great day.